Mayong adlaw mga amigo, my name is Moon if you're new to my channel, and as you can see from the title of the video, this is how reading books changed my life. So this may sound like a bit of stretch to other people, but reading did change my life. It changed my life for the better, and I couldn't be more thankful that I was able to discover reading earlier in life. Take note that I am talking about reading for pleasure here and not actually reading for school, because reading for school is extremely stressful. And these are the things that changed because of reading books. The very first one is that I became open-minded when it comes to serious issues. So my family is a rather close-minded family. It is a very common thing here in the Philippines, and most people actually judge before delving into real substantial facts. And that is actually the thing which I have absorbed in the majority of my young learning years. But upon reading books, I was able to open my eyes in a figurative sense. It made me stop and see things before saying something. And although I admit that I sometimes lack tact, but it's not that worse when compared to the people which I associate with on a day-to-day basis. And yes, I am burning them in this video. The second thing is that I was able to develop a sense of empathy because of the different perspectives I have read. So this associates with close-mindedness. Before, I kept thinking in a me perspective, which is a very selfish perspective. But because of reading, I was able to move from that selfish perspective to a more selfless one. However, I should say that I'm still in a continuous development, because as an only child, I had indeed grew in an environment where all of my whims are accommodated by everyone, like my family and external factors and all of that stuff. So selflessness is a very difficult value to absorb and embody. But rest assured, reading books have helped me in that development, and I'm very thankful for that. The third thing is that I acquired knowledge about a lot of things, and yes, that includes my reading and fiction. Aside from school and the massive influence of the internet, most of the knowledge I acquired came from reading other books. Actually, I have acquired more knowledge in reading other books than school-related books. And most of the knowledge I have acquired came mostly from reading fiction. And yes, I know there are some people out there who will say,
How can you learn something from reading fiction?
well, my answer to that is that we are different kind of learners, and I'm the kind of person who was able to learn more if there is a story. I'm a story-based learner. So you can say that I was able to absorb knowledge faster when reading fiction. The fourth thing is that I was able to build my self-esteem as a person of color and as a woman. I don't know if you have heard the term or phrase brown skin, white minds, but that is actually a thing here in the Philippines. It seems that a lot of people here have this mentality that beautiful equates to being white or having white skin or mestiza. And as a kid who is a full-blown morena or a person who has brown skin, I always feel inferior growing up because of the continuous promotion of whitewashed beauty standards. Okay, I know there is a lack of representation in books, especially when it comes to people of color, but actually that small percent really helped with my self-esteem, and I'm very thankful for that. When it comes to gaining my self-esteem as a woman, I should begin by saying that I grew up in a small town, and just like what Belle's father said, small town, small minds. Meaning, I grew up thinking that yes, as a woman, you can get your own degree, but at the end of the day, your responsibility is for your husband and children. To make things clear, I am not shaming anyone, because if that's your way of living, that's completely fine to me, because that is your life. But me personally, I don't like to adhere to this kind of thinking, because I want to be stable myself. I want to be my own individual, to have a balance between myself, my personal goals, my family, and their needs. The fifth thing is that books taught me that even though I am extraordinary because I'm a human being, I still need modifications, especially with regards to my own character. It made me show that I'm not perfect. There's this thing called goddess mentality, where people think that they're perfect due to external factors or their own narcissistic tendencies. When I was younger, I have this mentality, but upon reading books, I realized that I have my own flaws, that I need to constantly improve for my own good and for the people around me. The sixth thing is that I realized that there's more to life than staying at home and not socializing. Don't get me wrong, I still prefer to stay at home rather than joining parties and socializing. But compared to the antisocial ways which I have developed when I was younger, I am so much better now because of the books that I have read. Socializing is indeed one of the things that people need in order to live. And actually making friends or making the smallest acquaintances is actually not that hard as people perceive it to be. I mean, my attitude personally is something that needs to be accustomed to. Although I have a consistently soft heart, I do have a mean streak, but I was still able to make some friends. Number 7, it showed me the beauty of everything and it taught me the value of gratitude. As a very negative person, identifying beauty and having gratitude is a very hard thing to come by. And I have still that kind of mindset which I am trying to rectify, but I am improving because of the books that I have read and also with the characters I have encountered. 8. Reading books taught me how to be kind, patient, and resourceful. Again, it is through the books and characters I have read. And yes, my parents have taught me those attitudes and values, but upon reading books, those values and attitudes were solidified in my mind and in my heart. Number 9. It taught me that conventional ways are not the only way to gain success and happiness. So in the Philippines, we have this formula in gaining success and happiness. First, go to school, get a degree, and get a job. But upon reading books, which are mostly nonfiction, I was able to realize that there are a lot of options that you can use to actually achieve success and happiness. It really depends on your own imagination and determination. So that's it for this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have opinions, please comment it down below and let's discuss. Also, if you are a reader like me, I want to hear how reading books changed your life. Just comment it down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!